offering my most humble and loving pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Sisters and brothers, respected elders, Sarang. I take it as a great fortune to have two Pandits in our presence today. Two Pandits who have been long-standing devotees of Bhagwan. And they've had the privilege to do musical offerings for Bhagwan in Prashantinilayam. And they are here with us today. The first offering will be a musical offering on their part, and the second will be a speech by our guest speaker, Professor Nishikant Barokedar. Pandit Rajan Kulkarni, a renowned Sarod player of India and one of the foremost virtuosos of the Sarod today, is from Pune, Maharashtra in India. Brother Rajan has been first received Swami's darshan when Swami came to Amritsar in the early 1970s. And there was no space for the devotees. So Swami stood on the plain at the entrance and gave a discourse from there for thousands of people at the airport. There is no metal detector and security that we have today. So it was, a free-for-all. And that was his first darshan of Bhagwan. Along the way, he came to Parthi and had darshan. And in the early 90s, he met Pandit Nishikant Barokedar. Brother Nishikant has been a long-standing devotee of Bhagwan. In fact, his parents were devotees. His grandparents were devotees. And his great-grandfather was a devotee. Now, when we think about that, that goes back quite a few generations. So how could that math work? Well, his great-grandfather was a devotee of Shirdi Sai Baba and actually went to Shirdi when Shirdi Sai Baba was there. We are hoping that Brother Nishikant will enlighten us and share these experiences with us later. Pandit Rajan comes from a musical lineage as well. He learned first tabla and vocals from his uncle and his father, who were also Pandits. His uncle is one of the senior disciples of Pandit Vishnu Palushkar. Pandit Vishnu Palushkar is legendary for several reasons. We all know him actually because he's the composer of Raghupati Raghava Rajaram that was made famous by Sri Mahatma Gandhi. Most of the tunes that we hear today of Mirabai bhajans like Payoji Mene, those tunes are his compositions. The famous ones that we hear from Lata Mangeshkar singing, that is from Pandit Vishnu Palushkar. The original Vande Mataram was also composed by him. That is Pandit Vishnu Palushkar. Pandit Vishnu Palushkar is also famous because he is the first person to break the Gurukul system of learning music, the traditional Gurukul system. And he set up a music school called the Gandharva Mahavidyalaya. This was the first school in India that taught classical music to the middle class. Pandit Rajan and his family has carried on that tradition. He has a school today in Pune where he's affiliated with the Gandharva Mahavidyalaya, and he teaches over 350 students. He is a vocalist, a flute teacher. He can teach all the strings, of course, as we will realize today. And that is the caliber of a devotee that we have today. Brother Nishikant is also famous, comes from a famous dynasty of musicians. His great-grandfather, who met with Shirdi Sai Baba, is the founder of the Kirana Gharana. Now, for those of you not familiar with classical music, we know of the name Muhammad Rafi. And Muhammad Rafi studied under the Kirana Gharana. Brother Nishikant's grandmother is the legendary vocalist Hirabai Barokedar. The morning that India obtained its independence from the British, she was chosen to sing Vande Mataram as the British flag was brought down and the Indian flag was hoisted high. She's revered up until today in Pune, in Mumbai, amongst all the classical musicians as one of the primary Kirana Gharana exponents. Today, they're going to offer us a musical tribute to our Bhagwan. I believe it was 14 years ago when you performed? 2004? 2006, sorry, 12 years ago. There's a beautiful incident where Bhagwan had called, I think, both of you or just Nishikant Bhai? Both, three of them with another famous sitarist, just before they were about to perform, and he said, play Sai Bhajans. When you have the Nada Brahman instructing you what to play, can it not be divine? With that, I'll leave it to our brothers to share with us their offering. Sarang.